إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ به تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله، بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح للأمة، فكشف الله تعالى به الغمة، وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين من ربه. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد الرحمة المهداة، وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين، وعلى أصحابه وعلى من تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام، الحمد لله على نعمة رمضان، الحمد لله على نعمة الصيام والقيام، الحمد لله على نعمة القرآن، الحمد لله على نعمة الطاعة وعلى نعمة الذكر والعبادة. أسأل الله تعالى أن يتقبل منا ما مضى من رمضان وأن يعيننا على ما بقي. اللهم تقبل منا رمضان، ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم، وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم اكتبنا في هذا الشهر من عبادك المقبولين، اللهم اكتبنا في هذا الشهر من عتقائك من النار، اللهم اعتقنا من النار، اللهم اعتق رقابنا ورقاب آبائنا وأمهاتنا وإخواننا وأخواتنا وأزواجنا وذرياتنا من النار، وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار، آمين. Amma ba'd. Brothers and sisters, we're beginning the last third of Ramadan. Today is the 19th day, and tonight is the 20th night of this blessed month. And just as quickly as this month began, it's getting ready to bid its farewells. We're in the final build-up in the days of Ramadan. And that's how the days of our lives pass, brothers and sisters. And this is, no matter how long your life is, our lives are passing right before our eyes. This is something that Sayyidina Nuh was asked, as is reported in the books of hadith. He was asked by Malak al-Maut, Ya atwal al-nabiyina umran, kayfa wajadta ad-dunya wa ladhataha. How have you found the dunya and its pleasures, O Prophet who lived longest? So he said, كرجل دخل بيتا له بابان فقام في وسط البيت هنيهة ثم خرج من الباب الآخر. How have I found this dunya? Like someone who entered a home with an entrance and an exit, and he stood in that center of the home for a period of time, and then he exited out the other door. Our lives are quickly passing before us, brothers and sisters. Much of it will be gone, much of it will diminish, and a few things will remain with us and carry on with us. This is something the Prophet ﷺ brings to our attention. Consider what you prioritize. Consider what you give value to. يقول العبد مالي وليس له من ماله إلا ثلاث وليس له من ماله ثلاث ما أكل فأفنى أو لبس فأبلى. You have three categories for your wealth. One is the consumption. The second category is what you wear and wears out with time. It gets holes, it gets damaged, its color fades, and you have to discard it. أو ما لبس فأبلى. And the third category is أو أعطى فاقتنى, or that which he's put forth and given and has kept for himself. وما سوى ذلك ذاهب تاركه للناس. Besides that, everything's going to go. Everything's going to be left for someone else. Brothers and sisters, this is the nature of this dunya, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala highlights this nature in Surah Al-Kahf. Very eloquently, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّا جَعَلْنَا مَا عَلَى الْأَرْضِ زِينَةً لَهَا. We've made what's upon its surface a means to beautify it. زِينَةً لَهَا لِنَبْلُوَهُمْ أَيُّهُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا وَإِنَّا لَجَاعِلُونَ مَا عَلَيْهَا صَعِيدًا جُرُزًا. Very eloquently Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and we will make everything upon its surface barren, sa'idan juruza, as though it did not exist. What do you give priorities to? With Ramadan, the last 10 coming to an end, the last 10 coming in and Ramadan coming to an end, we really need to consider what we're going to keep with us from this blessed month. Ramadan 1440. We've been celebrating wahi this month. Inna anzalnahu fi Laylat al-Qadr. That night that's still to come. And one of these 10 nights to come is a night that's better than a lifetime. A night that symbolizes a journey. This whole month is to celebrate al-Wahi alladhi nazala ala Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to celebrate the Quran. Brothers and sisters, those who understand what Ramadan's all about realize that it's much more than just a night. It's a journey. It's a journey of learning to live for Allah Azza wa Jal. Those who understand the purpose of Ramadan know that the most significant thing in Ramadan is bringing positive change to our lives. Is really transforming the way we choose to live. And this is why we said in our khawatir and in our talks throughout the month that ibadah, true devotion, a true sense of worship is fully immersive. It's something that is part of every aspect of your being. Part of your eyes and your tongue and your ears and your hands and your feet and your material existence and your immaterial, your spiritual presence. Brothers and sisters, it's fully immersive. Learning to live for Allah Azza wa Jal. This is the greatest gift that one could possibly achieve in Ramadan. Brothers and sisters, I really need to consider, because this is something that we ask every year. We always reflect, oh wow, Ramadan's passing by so fast. Oh wow, will I get to see another Ramadan? Is this my last Ramadan? Will I have such blessed days in my life again? I don't know. I will never know the answer to this. And it's something we always reflect on. What I really need to consider with the last 10 coming in, is my Ramadan accepted thus far? I know what I've done. بَلِ الْإِنسَانُ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ بَصِيرًا. The individual knows what he put forth, good or bad, in this Ramadan. Has my Ramadan been accepted? Have I really pushed myself to strive for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure? Have I really tried to bring some type of change, or am I just passing through the motions? Not really taking much in. Just passing through the motions, having suhoor, then fasting, then having iftar, then going to taraweeh for a little bit, then doing some other things in my leisure time. Am I just passing through the motions? Some people, that's how they live their whole life. Just passing through the motions. Or am I really taking something in? Am I really changing my life? Has my Ramadan been accepted? How should I enter the last 10? If the unseen was exposed to you and I, and we saw that my Ramadan has not yet been accepted, what would you be willing to do in these last 10 to make it accepted? That attitude of pushing yourself, of having a sense of urgency in your relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal, is one of the reasons why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gifted us Laylatul Qadr, has gifted us the night of significance and power, the night of decree, as we'll come to discuss its meanings inshaAllah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, brothers and sisters, has made certain dates unknown to any human being to develop this sense of urgency. That's why Laylatul Qadr, as we said, it's not a night. But unfortunately, vast majorities within the ummah treat it as simply a night. It's not a night. It's a journey. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about human tendency, قُلْ لَا أَمْلِكُ لِنَفْسِي نَفْعًا وَلَا ضَرًّا إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ وَلَوْ كُنْتُ أَعْلَمُ الْغَيْبِ لَاسْتَكْثَرْتُ مِنَ الْخَيْرِ وَمَا مَسَّنِيَ السُّوءُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing human nature. If we had known the unseen, لو كنت أعلم الغيب لاستكثرت من الخير. I would have never fallen into harm's way, because I know what's going to happen next. I know what's going to be in my tomorrow. لَاسْتَكْثَرْتُ مِنَ الْخَيْرِ وَمَا مَسَّنِيَ السُّوءُ. And I would have never been plagued by hardship. The reality is that we need motivators in our lives to have that sense of urgency. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept certain things to His knowledge alone. And they're mentioned in the end of Surah Luqman. 5 matters of the unseen. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ عِنْدَهُ عِلْمُ السَّاعَةِ وَيُنَزِّلُ الْغَيْثِ وَيَعْلَمُ مَا فِي الْأَرْحَامِ وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ مَاذَا تَكْسِبُ غَدًا وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ. The Prophet ﷺ, he says in the hadith, مَفَاتِيحُ الْغَيْبِ خَمْسٌ لَا يَعْلَمُهَا إِلَّا اللَّهِ. And he lists these 5. There are 5 things that their true essence is known only to Allah Azza wa Jal. The first thing is what the wombs carry before they actually carry them. Now, someone might be smart, will say, well, we have new developments in technology. We can see if it's a male or a female. No, that's not what we're talking about. Before the woman becomes pregnant, what will develop in her womb? How many children has Allah decreed for her? What will they look like? What will their rizq be? This is only known to Allah Azza wa Jal. The hour, known only to Allah Azza wa Jal. Where you will die, only known to Allah Azza wa Jal. When you will die, only known to Allah Azza wa Jal. So brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made certain things in our lives unknown to be as a source of motivation for us. How prepare? Because you don't know what's waiting around the corner for you. Prepare. Because you don't know how your reckoning will be, how your judgment will be. What will be the last thing I do in my life? I have absolutely no idea. Will it be just going to sleep, to take a nap, never to wake up again? Will it be that time I get in the car and just drive off thinking it's going to be a normal day, nothing going wrong? Or could it be at work? Or could it be while I'm enjoying myself with family? I have no idea. What's the last action I'm going to do? I have no idea. We need that motivation as human beings. Because if we don't, then we'll have a strong sense of reliance and we'll continue to put off and delay. Strong sense of reliance on the days to come. So brothers and sisters, Laylatul Qadr has been made unknown to us. And its value is greater than a night. It's a lifetime. So we should never treat it like simply a night. And the Prophet ﷺ, throughout his Ramadan, would search for Laylatul Qadr to build that sense of urgency, that sense of musara' al-khayr. That's something that you and I, we need in our lives. Having the urgency to do good. I need to hasten to the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal. وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. Hasten to the pleasure of your Lord. The Prophet ﷺ in one Ramadan did i'tikaf, fully devoted himself in the masjid for the first 10. And then Jibreel alayhi salam came to the Prophet ﷺ and told him, إِنَّ الَّذِي تَطْلُبُهُ أَمَامَكَ. That which you're seeking, O Muhammad, Laylatul Qadr, is in the days to come. So then he made i'tikaf in the middle 10, in that same year. And then Jibreel alayhi salam came to him again and said, إِنَّ الَّذِي تَطْلُبُهُ أَمَامَكَ. That which you're seeking is still in the days to come, in the nights to come. So then the Prophet ﷺ made i'tikaf in those last 10 of Ramadan. And he did that for every year in his life. Except they say that he missed 1 year due to travel. So he made it up in another year by doing i'tikaf for 20 days. Brothers and sisters, with the last 10 coming in, we really need to consider our priorities. Is my relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal really a priority? Is it a priority? If I say yes, then I need to prove it. Right, brothers, تقدموا إلى الأمام افسحوا يفسح الله لكم. Please make space. If my relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal is a priority, I need to put that to the test. And I mentioned this example before, but I'll mention it again just as a reminder. If an advertisement came out in one of the local masajid, assuming that our masajid are fully funded and well off, an advertisement comes out saying that the first 100 people to come tonight to the masjid, and stay throughout the night are guaranteed $10,000. No questions asked. Just stay in the night, be one of the first 100. What will happen? What will the numbers in the masjid look like? People will be waiting from the day before. They'll be making lines and they'll start fighting they'll say, I came here first. No, I came here first. No, where's the paper? I want to put my name on the list. You want to make sure you get a spot in the very front row. I want to be guaranteed $10,000. Human tendency. Of course, $10,000 for most of us probably will do a great deal. Maybe start thinking of the things that you could buy, the things that you could fix. Make a big difference in your life. $10,000 out of nowhere, besides your regular paycheck, make a big difference. And it's not a bad thing in itself. But consider your priorities now. If you're someone who really has a choice, you have the potential and the ability to take days off of work, you have free time, then hold yourself accountable. How are you using that free time? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you in these nights, every night, not just Laylat al-Qadr, every night, there are those being emancipated from hell. Those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is accepting and forgiving their sins. Those who are really changing their lives. What are you doing to change your life? If you've gone most of this Ramadan with hardly even coming to Taraweeh, if you've gone most of this Ramadan with hardly praying extra rak'at, hardly reading from the Quran, if you're just going through these motions and really feeling, man, this month's a burden. It's only 12 days, 11 days away and it's going to be done and I'll go back to my normal routine. Then be honest with yourself. Is your relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal really your priority? Are you really someone who's living the meaning of Laylat al-Qadr as a journey, not as a night? If you're living it as a journey, then by Allah Azza wa Jal's permission, perhaps you'll be gifted the blessings and honor of Laylat al-Qadr. With the last 10 coming in, brothers and sisters, we should be preparing ourselves to be worthy of that night. And anything, brothers and sisters, I've mentioned in the past point is just for us to be real with ourselves. It's not meant to make someone feel guilty and make someone feel hopeless. No, that's not it. But we really need to hold ourselves accountable. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls us to do this. بَلِ الْإِنسَانُ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ بَصِيرًا وَلَوْ أَلْقَى مَعَاذِيرًا. If I've recognized my negligence, then alhamdulillah, there's still time to make improvement. There's still time to redirect. There's still time to really establish a positive course in my life. With the last 10 coming in, I need to make myself worthy of the night. Because the Prophet ﷺ says that in it is a night, مَنْ حُرِمَ خَيْرَهَا فَقَدْ حُرِمَ. Meaning that there are some who are denied the blessings of Laylat al-Qadr. I need to prepare myself spiritually with getting everything, all my affairs in order, my relationships in order, my priorities in order. Because as you may know, the Prophet ﷺ tells us the circumstances in which he was made to forget Laylat al-Qadr was because of two companions quarreling. Right? Of course it was by Allah's decree. But certainly we know from other hadith that conflict, discord between people is a reason for one being denied goodness. Get ready, get in the right mindset. Put those conflicts aside. Put those distractions aside. Our Prophet ﷺ, the one whose all of his actions have been forgiven, and the one who's Allah's most beloved, would put all those distractions aside. Any distraction you could afford to put aside, put it aside. Brothers and sisters, the Prophet ﷺ would exert himself in these last 10 like he would not in any other time of the year. And that's why he tells us in that hadith, there's 3 hadith. One, من صام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. And then there's another one that says من قام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. And then there's a third hadith that says, "Man qama laylat al-qadri imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddam." The Prophet ﷺ had that sense of urgency. That Prophet ﷺ would exert himself in the last 10 like no other. Whoever fasts Ramadan, prays its nights in good faith and trust in Allah Azza wa Jal, then Allah will forgive him his past sins. And whoever does that on Laylat al-Qadr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then will forgive him his past sins. Have I felt that burning desire? You feel it in the words of the Prophet ﷺ. That burning desire in his devotion to Allah. That sense of khushu'. Have I felt it this Ramadan? If I haven't, push yourself further. Perhaps you might feel its sweetness. Perhaps you might really love the feeling in your heart from ibadah. That comfort that comes within when you feel Allah's presence with you. Brothers and sisters, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ. There are many virtues for these last 10 of Ramadan and for Laylat al-Qadr. First, with its name, Laylatul Qadr. What is it coming from? There are a few interpretations for it. The first is saying that it's Laylatul Qadr, ay al-Layla, ذات الشأن العظيم خير من ألف شهر. Better than a lifetime. Better than 80 plus years. A lifetime. Many people don't live to their 80s. Laylatul Qadr, ay al-Layla ذات الشأن العظيم. Because the one who worships Allah in that night, his actions are considered great. This is another consideration for it. First off, it's a great night in itself, better than a lifetime. And the second is because ibadah in it is like no other. It's elevated. ذات شأن عظيم. And a third meaning behind this night tells us a little bit more about one of these nights to come has a very high level of merit. They say al-Qadr comes from restriction and tightness. فَمَنْ قُدِرَ عَلَيْهِ رِزْقُهُ فَلْيُنْفِقْ مِمَّا آتَاهُ اللَّهُ. Qadr means restriction. What is it referring to? It's referring to the reality of the unseen reality of the angels packing the horizon. And Jibreel alayhi salam himself coming down in that night. تَنَزَّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَالْرُوحُ فِيهَا بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِمْ مِنْ كُلِّ أَمْرٍ. They say that this is one of the meanings in Laylat al-Qadr. That there are the angels, they flock towards the masajid, and they flock towards Ahl al-Ibadah wa Ahl al-Dhikr, and they do istighfar and dua along with them. And yet a fourth meaning, and this one's very scary, is that it is Laylat al-Qadr, the night of decree and judgment. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes it, فِيهَا يُفْرَقُ كُلُّ أَمْرٍ حَكِيمٍ. On that night is made distinct every precise matter. Meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's qadr in Laylat al-Qadr is announced to the malaikah. Everything that will happen to every person in that year is announced to the angels. And this is actually something mentioned in the hadith sahiha. So they say that يكتب من أم الكتاب في ليلة القدر ما يكون في السنة من رزق أو موت أو حياة أو مطر. حتى الحاج, whoever is going to do hajj even in that year, it's written. The rain, the life, the death, all of the events that will unfold. Ibn Abbas brings home to us a meaning that we should really contemplate. In light of all of what we said, priorities, the journey of Laylat al-Qadr, not the night of Laylat al-Qadr, the journey of Laylat al-Qadr. Making Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a priority in our lives. He says, إِنَّكَ لَتَرَى الرَّجُلِ يَمْشِي فِي الْأَسْوَاقِ وَقَدْ وَقَعَ اسْمُهُ فِي الْمَوْتَى. And then he recited, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةٍ مُبَارَكَةٍ إِنَّا كُنَّا مُنذِرِينَ فِيهَا يُفْرَقُ كُلُّ أَمْرٍ حَكِيمٍ. You might see a man walking about in the markets. No physical ailment. He's fine. But on Laylat al-Qadr, it was announced in his qadr that this year will be the year of his death. He will not live to see another Ramadan. He will not live to see another summer after this. These are the last days in his life, counting down. Brothers and sisters, with the last 10 coming in, we need to really take that in. The days of our lives passing before us. Are we passing through the motions, or are we really living the meanings? I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those accepted in this blessed month. وَادْعُوا اللَّهَ وَأَنْتُمْ مُوقِنُونَ بِالْإِجَابَةِ. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد أشرف الخلق وسيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. Brothers and sisters, in light of what we mentioned and what we've been speaking about the entire month, this month is the month of goodness and benevolence and ihsan. This is the month where we put our all into it. And for this reason, at the masjid, every single opportunity we get, we announce to the community another campaign that maybe would interest you in seeing grow further in our community. And this week, what we are presenting is the Converts and Reverts program in our masjid, in ICPC. And to consider is that our masajid are lighthouses in the West, brothers and sisters. They are lighthouses for people to come to this deen. In our masajid, whether it's ICPC Clifton or ICPC Patterson or any other masjid in all of America, hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands and thousands of people are coming to this deen. The masajid are meant to be lighthouses, guides for people, to let them know what the teachings of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the teachings of Allah Azza wa Jalla are. And also, our masajid are lifelines for Muslims to continue to grow in their faith, to preserve their iman. And this committee in our masjid, the Converts and Reverts Committee, has been around for a good number of years. And the work they do is very vital, because it's one thing to help someone come into Islam. It's another thing to help them continue to grow in their iman. It's another thing entirely. Many people, they announce their shahada, but they find no support. And unfortunately, even if there is support, it's weak support. And it's a very big struggle, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who assist our fellow brothers and sisters, especially when they're taking those first steps into Islam. So the struggles are known. The lack of a good support system, the lack of a healthy social framework, breaking out of the old social circles that some of our convert brothers and sisters or our revert brothers and sisters were in. It's a struggle. The struggle to build an authentic Islamic understanding. This is not only for people coming into Islam, these are people for people born into Islam as well. But the struggle for those coming into Islam is even greater. So this is something that we should consider supporting, because alhamdulillah, the masjid and its activities, this committee has helped with many people continue to hold on to their deen. Have a halaqah, or have a workshop, or have a support group, or have a social event to feel the presence of a community in their lives. With this, I will leave you, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah after salah, there will be a call to donate to this cause. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who take full advantage of the last 10. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who really live the experiences of their lives and benefit from them, not merely passing through the motions. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who are blessed to witness Laylat al-Qadr and are blessed with forgiveness and acceptance. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that if there were any among us, or there are any among us, who have been negligent in their relationship with Allah Azza wa Jalla, that He inspires us to redirect, that He inspires us to improve, that He inspires us to press on to the path of Jannah. اللهم آمين. اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا وعافنا واعف عنا وتجاوز عن سيئاتنا. اللهم اغفر لصغيرنا وكبيرنا وحينا وميتنا وذكرنا وأنثانا وشاهدنا وغائبنا. اللهم من حييته منا فأحيه على الإيمان ومن أمته منا فأمته على الإسلام. اللهم اجعل خير عمرنا آخرة، واجعل خير عملنا خواتمة، واجعل خير أيامنا يوم لقائك. اللهم متعنا بالنظر إلى وجهك الكريم، وأسقنا من يد نبيك الشريف شربة لا نظمأ بعدها أبدا. آمين آمين. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.